Ohio Congressman Bill Johnson. He is a member of the Energy and Commerce Committee. Congressman, thanks very much for being here. You were part of that hearing yesterday. What did you learn?
Didn't learn a lot. What we did learn is that we're not really sure who President Biden is getting advice on America's energy policy from, but it's clearly not from his Secretary of Energy, who has said herself that pipelines are the safest way to transport America's energy source of natural gas and oil. So the Biden administration appears to be all over the map. But one thing is clear: they want us dependent on weather-dependent sources of energy like wind and solar. And when you combine the skyrocketing cost of energy bills and electricity prices this winter with what's happening with inflation, hardworking Americans are struggling to make ends meet right now.
Yeah, I mean, this morning, Goldman Sachs is telling its clients they're expecting oil prices to go to $105 a barrel. We've got oil now close to $87 a barrel. Once again, Congressman, give us the impact of this. This is one of the leading issues around inflation right now.
Well, it is, because as those oil prices skyrocket, and by the way, our energy production, our oil production here in the United States is down because of the Biden administration squelching or pausing development of oil and gas on public lands. But you hit the nail on the head, Maria. As energy prices go up, that affects the cost of getting goods to the market. I mean, look at how many shelves are empty right now because goods can't get to the market. The supply chain is broken. That's also factoring into hurting the American people in a way that they haven't seen in years.
Well, I mean, it's interesting because you would think, given the plummeting poll ratings for Joe Biden as well as Kamala Harris, the spiking level of inflation, that this administration would start to course correct. But in fact, we saw him yesterday saying all of this with a straight face, that he has had this great success in his first year as president. He defended his failed policies, blaming inflation on the supply chain crisis, also blaming big companies. He says it's the oil company's fault or it's the meat conglomerates. Watch this. This is a bit from yesterday.
Well, for my friends in Congress, the best thing to tackle high prices is a more productive economy with greater capacity to deliver goods and services to the American people, and a growing economy where folks have more choices and more small businesses compete, and where more goods can get to market faster and cheaper.
Congressman, I don't know I mean, none of that is happening. What's your take on what you heard yesterday?
You have to wonder if President Biden is living in some kind of alternate reality. This is almost like a remake of that old movie, The Truman Show. You wonder who is telling the president that everything is okay, because everything is not okay. The only accomplishment President Biden can take credit for is wrecking the greatest economy that America's had in 5 decades. The lowest taxes, the lowest unemployment, more opportunities to pursue the American dream, and he has wrecked that in less than a year. And for him to tout that as some kind of accomplishment is mind-boggling to me.
Well, his answer is to federalize all elections, jam through a voting bill that puts all election decisions in the administration's hands as opposed to the states.
Well, he obviously doesn't understand Article 1 and Article 2 of the Constitution, the very document that puts him in office. The legislatures of the states are the ones that have sole authority over how our federal elections operate and how they're run. Yeah. This is not Joe Biden's decision trying to nationalize our federal election. And, you know, he calls those that don't support this election takeover racist. He must be including himself in that same boat, because in most of these states that he is trying to stiffen the election laws, it's easier to vote in those states than it is in his home state of Delaware.
Right. Well, that's really the most distressing of all, especially on top of the fact that on Inauguration Day 1 year ago, he told us that he would be a unifier. And yet he's calling his Republican colleagues racists. Congressman, we'll keep watching it all. Thanks very much for weighing in on all of that. Bill Johnson joining
Thanks,
us this
Maria.
morning in D.C. We will see you soon, sir. Thank you.